Was there any energy that we should have been able to rely on over here in the hogs today, Oliver? And the reason I ask is because at one point we were actually higher all the way across the board, but we took a little bit back here on these front months.
Yeah, the October contract is just catching its breath, but I still think, all in all, the technical and fundamental landscape is relatively firm, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that continue in the coming weeks. There is a gap that is a little bit concerning for that October contract that really doesn't come in until closer to 53, but if you look back over the last couple of months, we have been making higher lows and higher highs. If we go retest and fill that gap and are able to defend that gap with conviction, I think the bulls remain in control. Like I said, we've been making higher lows and higher highs, and I still think there's some upward mobility here, potentially taking us to 58 to 60. I think looking for anything more than that here in the very near term might be a bit of wishful thinking, but I do think there is a little bit more juice left in this scrape yet.
Okay, what about that feeder cattle market? Because it did try to firm earlier in the day. In fact, actually did. We come all the way back and we're only down about a dime, but now we're losing ground again.
Well, we're at an inflection point for this October contract, and the same can be said with November, relatively similar prices. This 140 area has been significant. Like as with the grain markets, a lot of interaction between buyers and sellers. This is a breakdown point from the beginning of March. It was resistance at the end of March, resistance again in May, and then finally it was that breakout point here in July. So we've come back and refilled this 140 area, and that's going to be a big line in the sand. If the bulls can defend that, potentially we rebound and can go fill that gap that was left from Monday's open, comes in a little bit closer to 145. But I think we're starting to shape up for a little bit of a bearish head and shoulders, and if we break and close below 140, we could see additional long liquidation. And as you had noted earlier in the segment, this is the end of the month right around the corner, too, and we've had a nice rally, so I wouldn't be surprised to see funds do a little bit of position squaring here as we head into the weekend.